All right, greetings, YouTube. This is Beautiful Mind. This question comes in from Finite Math with Gauss Jordan elimination. So it says that the two steps of the Gauss Jordan elimination method are shown. It says fill in the missing numbers. Okay. So now, if I were doing Gauss Jordan on this, right? First, I would try to pivot on this entry. Okay. So when I pivot there, I get that to a 1, but it's already a 1, and then I want to get zeros everywhere else in that column. So that's done for us. So next, let me see, two steps are shown. Fill in the missing numbers. Oh, I see. So okay, so if I was pivoting on that first entry, I would get a 1 there, and then I use that 1 to get a 0 everywhere else in that column. So if I were doing this manually, the first thing I would do, I want to change row 2, for instance. I want to make that the entry 1, 2 below the 1. I want to make that a 0. So what I would do, I want to change row 2 by adding. I'm going to say -5 times row 1. I want to replace row 2. Okay. So I need to do that across the entire row. And then if I do it if I want to change row 3. So say I want to change row 3. I'm going to add a -3 times row 1, I want to replace row 3, okay? So now 1 stays the same. Now let's do these operations across the entire rows, okay? So then, okay, you're going to have to kind of follow the birdie here. We'll go like this. Okay? So now, let's see. So first we are saying we want to change row 2, right? I'm going to add -5 times row 1 and replace row 2. So -5 times this is -5 plus 5 is 0. So that's done. -5 times this is -5 plus 4 is -1. So that's done. So now let's go to this one. We say -5 times this is 5 plus 2. So this should be a 7. Okay. So this will be 7. -5 times this is what? -35 plus this. That's going to be a -35. Okay. So then that one's done. Now, we're changing row 3 by adding -3 times row 1. So -3 times this is -3 plus 3 is 0. So that's done. -3 times this is -3 plus 0 is -3. So that checks out. So then -3 times this is +3 plus a -2 is 1. So this should be a 1. Okay. Then -3 times this is -21 plus 3, I think, is -18. So then I got a result of -18. That's all that this question is asking you here, just to fill those in. So do the first two operations on Gauss Jordan. So those I used of the 3 elementary row operations we used, I was using the third one. I just used it twice, back to back, okay? So now I'm going to try these results. Let me go like this, and then maybe I can like blow it up. Okay, so I just want to type this in over here. So the first one we said was 7. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, the next one we said was -35. Oh, so here, -35. Then I'm going to hit enter. Then I got 1, enter, and cross our fingers, hopefully did it correctly, -18. Fantastic, awesome sauce, okay? Let's see if there are any other questions, okay? So that's it. So, all right. So again, this came out of our book from section 2.1, question 37 out of the back of that section. So we will end this session here. Now, if you like what you see, not as a professor, just, not really talking to students, just saying for anybody else that watches this video, if you like what you see, be sure, and the students, you can share, like, and subscribe. The idea behind this channel is that, it's basically, I agree with like Khan Academy. Actually, Khan Academy and I had a similar idea at the same time, but the difference between he and I with that company is that they actually took action. So I realized, I was like, you know what, I'm tired of having the same ideas as everybody and not reaping any of the benefits. So I finally decided to just, get out of my comfort zone and just start making videos. So I agree that the education should be free because a lot of the things that they charge for today, it doesn't make any sense why it's being charged for. You know, I don't really believe in the monetary system, but because that's what everybody else agrees on, then that's what we have to do. But I agree that the education should be free because a lot of the stuff that goes on is there's more than enough for everybody. You know what I mean? So there's no reason why they need to have and another doesn't. So that's why I do this. But again, this is a monetary system, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe. But donations of any size are greatly appreciated in the link in the description. But it's again, I'm just doing this because it needs to be done. So with that, we will end the session here, and from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day.